Thanks a lot, Ravi, for sharing the exciting updates and the relevance of informed product. Hi, everyone. Welcome to MoEngage Growth Summit. It's always been a pleasure to host growth practitioners like you because it gives me an opportunity to kind of also learn from you and shape the future of customer engagement together and in a much better sense. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the disconnected customer experience. And that's where I have led this slide as it is, which can actually help us reflect on the kind of disconnected customer experiences that we have. I think depending on either side of the table you are as a consumer or as a brand, whatever our digital life cycles have been, we would have seen this time and again. And let me show what I mean by a disconnected customer experience. When a user, as a marketers, a lot of times we go about and say, hey, this is what my user need is. And we try to personalize and make the message more and more relevant for these users by personalizing the messages like emails or push notifications. But what happens when these users click these emails and land to your website? Take a simple example. If you want to buy a Nike shoe or a sneakers, right? You would probably go and search for Nike sneakers on, say, Google or whatever search engine you prefer. You will probably see a couple of carousel ads, and based on that, you will click one of the products that you find relevant for you. You will click on that ad, and you will probably land on the product page for one of the e-commerce companies who are selling those products. And that's where the connection ends. Like, go back to the home page. The home page is again plain vanilla. The home page is not personalized for you. And as a brand, what I'm reflecting largely there is that I knew you till a certain point of time, but not anymore. I'm disconnecting that journey, and I'm not able to leverage that intent that the user came up with. Imagine an alternate world where you as a user click on that ad, you land on the product page, and as soon as you go to any other page, I show you more similar products. I tell you more about the offers on sneakers. I tell you more about what are the other brands who are selling the sneakers. And that for me is a connected experience. And this does not apply only to email. It happens to whatever push you're sending. It applies to even the users who are coming from your ads. You would be running thousands of ads on Facebook. You would be running it on Google. But then what's the experience post the customer clicks on that ad? Are you able to leverage the intent of the traffic that you're actually so much looking forward to? So there is a disconnect between what the user needs are. In that moment, you know the user needs. Just that the brands are not delivering that experience. And that's a little bit disappointing for both the brand and the consumer, because maybe at the brand side, it takes a lot of effort. So the disconnected customer experience, I think all of us would agree, is a common enemy that both consumers and brands would want to fight. And I think that's where we are there to help you. Introducing MoEngage Personalize. With MoEngage Personalize, we are looking forward to deliver the real-time connected experiences, which is whatever we were talking about just in the past would remain in the past. We would want to kind of ensure that these real-time experiences, these connected experiences, they deliver a better customer experience for you, as well as also boost the conversions for you. With that, you'll be able to seamlessly connect all the user needs that you have and the brand experience that you're going to deliver against those needs. MoEngage Personalize aims to offer you a web personalization product where, as a marketers, you would just go about and set millions of experiments, and depending on what the user cohort is, where they're coming from, you can also test them on a scale if you want to kind of validate your hypothesis. You can also set up multiple experiments to kind of, for different kind of users, be it, say, you would want to kind of serve your new users differently, where probably you just know the in context or in moment intent, while for existing users, you would probably know a lot of history. And this is all powered by a zero-code editor or a no-code builder, where a marketer or a product manager who is managing the experience, they can directly come on MoEngage, they can open their website and change the pieces that they want to change. This experience can be leveraged on any page of your website, be it home page, be it the product page, depending on what kind of use cases you may have. Imagine a case where a user is buying a product from the cart, and later on when they want to come onto your website, what are they looking for? What is the user need? The user need is they probably want to first track where their order has reached, which they have placed probably a day back. Maybe the second is that, hey, I bought maybe an iPhone. What do I need next? Or what is something related purchase that can actually create that connection that you are looking for with that consumer, right? And that's where I think this experimentation come into picture, where you will be able to do personalization, be it on the basis of location or on so many other factors. Location-based personalization, take a very simple example. Maybe We all are sitting here in Delhi, maybe in a few weeks, it'd be a bit colder, while probably in the southern parts of the country, like Kerala, maybe it's still raining. And in trending products, if you have, say, umbrella kind of going up, you are showing it to all the users across the country because you don't leverage the context that you know. Now imagine a scenario where people who are coming from Delhi, as an e-commerce company, you are telling them, hey, this is the right time to kind of buy your woolens instead of kind of selling them umbrella because maybe they don't need it anymore. So that's a kind of contextualization that we're talking about and that we want to power via MoEngage Personalize. You can always look about, as I was talking about the customers who are already using your products, you know a lot about them, you know what are the products that they prefer, you know what are the categories they prefer. Can you kind of contextualize, can you personalize the experience of homepage or the other assets that you have for that customer itself? Tell them that you know them. Make them know that you know them. And the possibilities are plenty. You can create any segments or with MoEngage Personalize. You can create separate experiments for all those cohorts. You can run multiple cohorts in the same, you can run multiple audience or cohorts in the same experience that you want to create. And as I mentioned that you can kind of personalize based on all the behavioral aspects, all the psychographic information that you have about those users. And with that, I think Ravi talked about Inform. So with Inform and Personalize, we want to move an inch onto fulfilling or helping you across the whole customer experience journey or a customer purchase journey. On an ideal case, you would want to kind of, a customer is coming onto a website, you would want to know really well about them, where MoEngage Analyze comes into picture to help you understand more and more insights about your users, about the cohorts that you have. Post-analysis, you would want to kind of feed it forward and start communicating with them, maybe try to kind of capture the funnel drop-offs by sending out an email that, hey, there is an item in your cart, or maybe these are the items that we think you would love. And once you do that, you would probably want to create some bit of more incentives by following up, say, a nudge with the incentive, right? Once that is done, and once the customer makes this purchase, what you would do largely is you would, or the customer clicks on that email and comes to your website, you can then deliver a personalized experience on that website so that the purchase is happening, your conversion rates are better. And once that purchase has happened, we close the loop, or we kind of feed forward into the loop by MoEngage Inform, which keeps on delivering a better post-purchase journey for all of your users. I talked about MoEngage Personalize, I talked about the disconnected experiences and how we together can fix these disconnected experiences. But I think when I look at any tech stack, it is made of a lot of tools which come together to fulfill the needs of the business as well as the needs of the customer. And that's where the partnerships are really important for us. Delivering an experience is not something that we can do alone. We would need really good partners to deliver that experience. And you would need a variety of tools who can talk to each other and not create silos of data or silos of experience for you so that you can deliver a more unified experience to your end user. And in line to that, we are launching something called as MoEngage Marketplace. MoEngage App Marketplace allows you to discover a lot of verified partners. It will allow you to integrate self-serve onto whatever tools you're using, be it any attribution partner that you're working with, be it a CDP that you're working with, be it an analytics tool with whom you want to kind of sync the data or get the cohorts from. All this can be done with just few steps. All these integrations, since they have been built and reviewed by us, all of these are very secure integrations which are fulfilling all the security practices that Ravi just talked about. So these are the integrations that we would want you to try out and we would want you to leverage so that your data is not anymore in the silo. You are able to kind of cross-pollinate data between different platforms and create a more unified experience. As I talked about, these are as simple as just probably putting in the toggle, setting up the partner verification, the credentials, and then get going. And this will help you, again, as I mentioned, that depending on the kind of partner you are integrating with, if you're having more and more attribution data inside MoEngage, you'll be able to understand better who are the user cohorts who are having a higher LTV for you and what sources are kind of really relevant for your business, and you would want to double down on that. It will also help you to kind of bring out the cohorts probably that you have analyzed into your product analytics tool so that you can kind of now act on them instead of just analyzing and leaving it that is. I have a few more updates to share. We have also introduced a few new channels because I think We want to be a unified hub for all your communications and the customer experience. And we believe that with more and more channels present out there and the efficacy of these new upcoming channels, I think more and more marketers want to try out more and more channels, because in the end, it's a multi-channel, multivariate problem that retention is. The first channel that we are introducing today is Google Ads Audience Sync. Given that there is going to be some changes in the cookie policy over time, remarketing is going to be really, really important. You should know your user and should be able to target them directly onto these Google Ads or the Facebook Ads platform. Facebook Ad Audience Sync or retargeting solution is something that already exists on MoEngage. In line to that, we are adding Google Ads Audience Sync so that you can retarget the right audience. You can retarget the users based on a lot of data that you have inside CRM. And I think Ravi talked about cost. We have seen really, really good examples of how our customers use this, which is instead of directly retargeting on a channel which is having a high marginal cost of serving the ad, what you can largely do is you can create a funneling approach where you can start from the low cost channel, move to the high cost channel in a successive fashion. I'll take an example here, which is that if your customer is dropping out of the cart, you can first send out a push, which is the cheapest channel in general from a media point of view. Then you can kind of go about and expand to email. And also in each and every stage, whosoever is not converting, you can move them to the next part of the funnel, and maybe the ads can come last. That way you will be able to kind of manage a lot more of your marketing budget and improve the ROI on that marketing spend. Another piece that we're introducing is cards for web. We already have cards for your apps, where cards is more like a channel where you have an inbox sitting inside the app, to which you can silently send out a communication instead of sending out a intrusive push communication. Because a lot of times what we know as brands, that we want to communicate a lot of things to the customers on a day-to-day basis. For brands who are largely around media consumption, about content consumption, they would want to kind of maybe send around 5 or 10 messages every day. Sometimes you might have certain product updates which you want to deliver, but maybe the quota for communication is already over. And that's where cards for web is going to help, where you can directly deliver a message to a customer inbox without kind of creating an intrusion to their experience. And as and when they land onto your website, they will be able to find that message right in their inbox. So if it is an offer, they will be able to kind of leverage it even in the moment they were kind of busy and did not pay attention. If it is more like a product update, when they come to your website, it is right available in the context so that they can act on it right there and right now. We have also made our segmentation more and more powerful. We already had a powerful segmentation, but over time we also realized that a lot of marketers, and this was a happy request for me as a product, because it made us think that, okay, the current capabilities that we have, because when we started segmentation, we started from a time where most of the people were doing catch-all campaigns, which is, hey, send this message to all the users. So the step one was to kind of push or educate the market to kind of create a more targeted, more micro-segmentation for their user base. And once that started happening, to our happy surprise, people wanted to do more and more. People wanted to kind of create cohorts, combine them, and that's where we added this multiple nesting inside the segmentation, where you can kind of create any kind of segmentation logic that you have. You can create a different level of nesting, which is you can combine two criteria with or, and then this whole bucket with the and, so that you can create the logics, the business logic that you have in your mind, or the rules that you're looking at, you can implement them very easily. And that way, we also improving the user experience, because people were using workarounds for this on our platform, which is they would create multiple custom segments, and then they try to combine these segments probably at once with the or and, which initially was allowed. Flows is one of the most powerful tools that we have given to our marketers and product owners in terms of creating a multi-channel or a cross-channel unified journey for their end users. And we have made flows more and more powerful, more and more easy to use with this update. We have rolled out something called Next Best Action, which allows our marketers to be able to kind of just set up this block and say, hey, send the customer the message across the best channel at the best time, instead of kind of selecting those channels and then that time later on. We have also improved the user experience by allowing our marketers to be able to copy paste different stages in the flow, so that if you are creating a large flow which are having some kind of replicable elements, you can just easily copy and paste instead of creating them afresh. We have also added wait till and wait for stages. What that means is that till now, we used to offer the wait times which are relative in nature. Now, if you want to kind of hold your customer onto a certain stage and want to say, hey, communicate only on Wednesday where a sale is coming, you can do that. You can try to stop them or make them wait for a certain day or for a certain time slot. We have also added revenue tracking, which was the most important thing, so that marketers and business owners who are using MoEngage flows can understand really well how much is the revenue contribution or how much revenue is being contributed by flows. And on top of that, we used to allow a single goal tracking. We have added multiple goal tracking there so that instead of just be able to visualize the primary goal conversion, you are able to understand the whole funnel view. You can understand that, hey, once this flow has gone live, how was the funnel behavior for my user instead of just the final conversion that you may have. In the recent past, we also added two new push templates. Push templates is something that we started working on because I think all of us in India, if we open up our mobile at any point of time, on our notification pane, there would be at least 10 plus, 20 plus communication or notifications from different brands. And the challenge that is there in front of the brands is that, hey, in this world of so much attention seeking, how do I grab the attention for my user? Unless I stand out, I'm not going to get the engagement from the customers to whom I'm sending out these messages. So MoEngage introduced first no-code builder to kind of directly allow our customers to be able to differentiate their notification in the most stylized manner. In line to that, we have added three new templates that we're talking about. One is image overlay text, where instead of sending out a notification, which is standard text and the image, you can just use image and write the text directly on top of that. It can be used for any product annotation that you want to do. It can be used for any news that you want to send out to your customers, and so many other things. We also created timer messages and the countdown timer as well as the progress bar, so that you can give a better interactive experience to your users when you're sending out a push notification. For an example, if you are having a sale coming in, say 30 minutes, you can just kind of drop this notification 30 minutes earlier so that people can know that, hey, there is a sale coming in. And I think we all know in the past how flash sales have been rage. You just want to kind of go right in time so that you are getting the mobile that you're looking for or the product that you're looking for. And that's where I think this interaction is going to help a lot of brands to be able to create that interaction with their end users and to kind of create that excitement for whatever is upcoming. That's largely it from my side on the updates from MoEngage product. We have a booth outside where we are giving the demo for both MoEngage Inform as well as MoEngage Personalize. And for all the customers that we have, we are having this exciting offer on MoEngage Inform, where we are offering it free for 3 initial months so that you can try out, play with it, and if you're getting the value, go for it. Thanks a lot.